Hey everyone, it's Twitch65 again, and today is part 2 of building a scenic divide on my N-scale layout. If you remember from part 1, we left off with a mold situation. I came back in with a layer of Kills paint to cover all the plastered areas. This primer not only helps kill and prevent mold growth, it evened out the color difference between the plaster cloth and the sculpt mold. Even though the can said you could top coat in an hour, I gave the primer a solid 24 hours to dry. This extra time ensured that it was completely done curing and there would be no off-gas situation. Speaking of top coats, that's the next step. I know a lot of model railroaders will go buy a basic brown gallon of interior wall paint, but I prefer to pick up a larger bottle or two of craft quality acrylic paints. The cost differential is minimal, and I don't have to worry about a large volume of paint left in the can drying out or chemically changing if left for far too long. Also, using craft paints allows me to vary the shade from project to project and within a project. I only filmed the first coat, but I did come back in with a second coat to fill any spots I missed or where the paint didn't provide full coverage. The goal is to have as little white plaster as possible showing. I also left the plaster rock faces I added unpainted, as I wanted to come back in with washes of gray, black, and rust colors to make them look more like large rock outcroppings. But before that, I added some unsanded tile grout and a pale dirt color. The box identified the color as haystack. It's about $25 for a 10-pound bag, but a little goes a very long way, and it gives a nice scale granularity to the dirt. I will say that this is quite messy and dusty to work with, so be prepared with a dust mask and be sure to mask up all the trackage. I failed at my own advice and ended up spending more time cleaning the dust off the tracks as well as everywhere else. You can see that I went very heavy-handed with the grout, as I wanted good coverage. After letting the PVA glue cure overnight, I came back with a soft 2-inch paintbrush and brushed the excess grout off the scenery. It's still very dusty, but at least I had masked all the track this time. With the extra grout swept away and put back into the container, it was time to set what was left on the layout. The nice thing about tile grout is that it's activated with water and dries very hard and waterproof. So I was able to just wet out the surface with a fine mist of isopropyl alcohol, breaking the surface tension, and then a second mist of water. Again, I left everything to dry overnight and cure. And this is what I woke up to this morning. Because of all the long drying times I gave, getting to this level of finishing on the project took me a little over a week. I'm sure I could have knocked it out quicker with a long holiday weekend and only waiting a couple hours for stuff to dry, but sometimes you only have an hour or two to set up, work, and clean, which means giving stuff longer drive times is just a nice bonus. Anyway, that's it for now. Look forward to next time where we get around to painting the rock faces and adding some grass to the whole ridge. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please consider a like and subscribe. It really does help the channel. And until next time, happy hobby!